Good morning. My name is Sean Webb, and I am your Director of Community Engagement and the Director of the Desert Sands Educational Foundation. You're watching episode 32 of Classroom Conversations. Thank you for joining us. First off, we want to go ahead and start by thanking the Desert Sands Educational Foundation Board for providing us this platform. Their mission statement: the Desert Sands Educational Foundation Board, Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District. They do this in partnership with public and private sectors. Desert Sands Educational Foundation financially supports creative and innovative programs that enrich and enhance the educational experience in the academics, the arts, and extracurricular activities that engage all students and staff in DSUSD. We obviously do this by partnering with our schools. The foundation does that, and we provide this platform with Classroom Conversations where we talk about everything great going on Desert Sands in our community and then some. We've got a full day, but before we go on, I want to make sure that everybody's aware we have the Panorama Survey going on. That is due by November 30th. I want to make sure to go ahead and get that filled out. You can go ahead and fill that out via our district website. Yeah, there's information here as well. Let me go ahead and highlight that a little bit more. You can go to the link below. You can find that at dsusd.us as well. The LCAP lady, aka DSUSD Spirit Gal, as you know it, Mrs. Wood, she's going to be releasing a video later. So follow her on Twitter and Instagram at the LCAP lady, and you can get that information from her direct. But yeah, a lot of great things going on here, Desert Sands. You got to love all the innovative ways that we're reaching out to talk to our families. But let me go ahead and bring on Chef Mary here, and we can talk a little bit about the social media going on in Desert Sands right now. Good morning, Chef Mary. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you. It's cold up here again. We're still like in the 20s, but the days have been up in the 40s, and the sun comes out. And of course, you know, the higher we are, the brighter the sun is, and it's warm. And we were actually sitting out on the deck at Summit between breaks, enjoying the sunshine and watching the snow. But things are good. I'm just doing some culinary things and staying on top of our foundation. It's good. It's been a good day.
Oh, I'm glad you're having a great day. And I know that you got some appointments down here in the desert coming up, and I hope you drive safely. And yes, I can't wait to hear all about your adventures that you're going to have down here. But let me tell you, we got some great things going on social media wise. Let me key up the screen here. We got some other things going on. Let's see here. So as I've been sharing, Mary, we've been doing small group instruction that came back this week.
Oh, cool.
And the coolest thing that's going on, and I want to highlight this here a little bit more. Let me make this full screen here. This is Mrs. Fisher. She's one of our assistant superintendents, and she is in classrooms here. And these are students working in classrooms with teachers. It just warms my heart to see these types of things happening again. These are students and these are our staff working directly with them. As I told you, they have to wear these different types of shields. They have the shields and then the drapes on the bottom, Mary.
I see.
They have them there. Yeah, but these are different small group instruction classrooms going on. And this is what it looks like right now.
Yeah, I think it's really great, Sean.
Oh, no, I agree completely. I'm just happy to see kids back at school, right?
Yeah. Madison went back to school. She's going, I think, every day, and Steve said the difference in her personality, even though, you know, they can't, you know, really be together, the fact that she can see her friends and they can laugh and talk back and forth. And he said it's made a really big difference because she was really struggling with, with the learning process being at home.
Oh, I bet. Speaking of the learning process, I want to go ahead and let everybody know that in addition to the small group instruction going on, our cabinet members, all of our assistant soups and our directors have been going around to school sites visiting and seeing different learning going on. So maybe even if it's not the small group instruction that they're seeing, they're popping in and Zoom conversations with classrooms and seeing the teachers and so forth. So it's kind of cool to see things are getting back to normal.
Yeah, and I think we're ready, to have that warm, fuzzy feeling, because I think we've missed, even being on the Zoom and the stream ads, you just miss seeing that person. Or and even when Oscar came up the other day, it was just great to be able to we were talking and laughing, and so I think it's important, and I think we'll get there.
Oh, no, no, definitely, definitely. So I want to just share some things what other things are going on here. So as you know, meal distribution is actually happening today. They're going to go till 9:30 because we had yesterday off. So this is really cool. I came to the office, and I'm not going to say who, but came to the office, my office the other day, and I got a note, and there's a pin, and it just says team player. And it just, I got a thank you from a staff member here in the district office where I'll be honest, I was just doing my job. And it's just something special to get a handwritten note and to get a pin. And it's just pretty awesome. I just wanted to share that with you, Mary, because I know how you are with handwritten notes and keeping in contact with people. And then it's good to know that there's people that still do these types of things, Yeah,
I mean, I think it's just so important to take the time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a lot of time. I mean, the most fun is go and find cards, go shopping, go find some cards, sit down, find a warm, comfy thing, a cup of coffee, and just write something that, feel from your heart that you really want to tell that person that you're grateful, that that they're helping you. And I don't know, me, it's like I write notes all the time.
And it's the handwritten part that gets me, right? That's the best part right there. And anybody can text and send an email or shoot a voicemail. It's just taking the time to actually write something nowadays. It's amazing how tiny something like that, how far it'll go.
Yeah, it makes me feel good too, to know that you've acknowledged that person you appreciate.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I found out for you the bell.
Awesome.
You want to know about the bell that's right outside technology here. So as you call it, the bell, it is called the bell. It's at the location right here by technology. If you came up to the district office and you see the flagpoles, you just look to the right, you see the bell. This was a gift by Southern Pacific Railroad.
Oh, wow.
And it was in working condition when they gave it to the first local school in Indio in 1897.
No.
And then the bell was converted to a monument and then placed at the former district office in 1969 for Desert Sands. So this would have been over in Indio. And then in 1997, where we are now with the district office, that's when they moved it to this district office here. So that came from Southern Pacific Railroad in 1897. So who knows how old that bell really is, right? If it came to us then, how old was it before?
So it must be coming up on some big anniversary celebration that they need to do.
Oh, Mary, you just love celebrations.
This party all the time work.
Party all the time. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about some other parties going on. So for our teachers, our ed services are doing a pretty awesome job here. As you know, we're all adjusting with technology, and I gotta give you kudos. Every time I throw a curveball at you, you're able to adjust and make the technology happen. So as I do with you, we have teachers that are going through after-school academies where our ed services are offering opportunities for teachers to come in. They actually earn money for this too, which they're after school. And November 2nd through the 6th, they've got 7 different opportunities.
Oh, wow.
Spanning from learning just about the synergy assessments. That's the school management system that we use. And you can put assessments right in there. So when they take the test or the assessment, it goes right and jumps into their grades. So it makes things a little bit more seamless. There's also more instruction about Seesaw, which is a digital platform, how to use a large format display. That's the large 85-inch screens that all of our teachers are getting. Dr. Kelly Mae Volmer said we're getting 65-inch screens for all of our teachers to use.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
How to use that. So that's just going on November 2nd through the 6th. So that just happened, right? So going on this week into the end of the week, they've got high school, middle school, English language arts, iReady data. So that's an assessment tool as well. They've got information about navigating through software for TK and kindergarten. Those are our youngest students. And then they've got trainings for AVID, and they got trainings of other things going on. And they also have textbooks. So every school year, they adopt textbooks for different school programs. So this year was for biology, chemistry, and conceptual physics. So they're offering trainings for teachers for that too after school. So they can learn the new textbook, learn the new everything that's going on.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on, Mary. And then lastly, before we bring on one of our first guests, I want to say that, let me go ahead and pull this banner up here. We dedicated gymnasium at Amistad High School is going to be to Mr. Blinkensop. He's one of the principals that retired from Amistad. And we're asking for people to send in stories, send in videos, anywhere from up to 30 seconds about Mr. Blinkensop. We're doing a dedication on December 1st. And if you could, please email it there. Working together at desertsands.us. Our communications team is overseeing that. And we're going to put that video together because we will have a small actual gathering of, we'll be social distance. It'll be outside, even though it is a dedication in the gymnasium, but we will be outside. But we will also have a digital dedication as well. So we're hoping that past students, teachers, retired staff, community members, anybody who worked with Mr. Blink, send us a message, send us a note. We'd love to include you on that. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and those are real special too.
Yeah, I agree. I never got to work with Mr. Blinkensop, per se on the same staff with him, but I always heard great things about him from everybody, from anybody from being a groundskeeper to the school nutritional services worker to a teacher to a parent. Always amazing things about Mr. Blinkensop. So I want to encourage families to go ahead and send that video in.
Yeah, I know when Dana did my birthday party, she got all these cards, pictures. I don't even know where they came from. I mean, there was a whole 3-paneled screen full of pictures, and it was just fun to look at them. And you go, oh my gosh, there's so-and-so, and oh wow, you look really young. And so that's really good for him. It'll be a momentum for him to carry and to pass on to his children and his grandchildren.
Exactly. You know what? We'll put it on YouTube. It'll be there for, for interpreting forever, right? So I want to, real quick, before we bring on our board member, I want to highlight, I want to just speak real quickly about CamFest. As everybody knows, we've got CamFest coming up December 6th to the 12th. Got a pretty amazing thing going on with our teacher challenge, Mary. You heard about it. Teachers have given a text to donate code specific to the program where they can raise money. This is our website, officialcamfest.org. I'll tell you what, Christy and her team and the CamFest committee has done an amazing job. Look at this website, Mary. This is just unreal, right?
It's incredible. Yeah. She's such a treasure.
Oh, geez. Definitely. The energy this team has is unreal. So when it comes live, I'm pretty sure Gary's going to tell us that these will all be live here, right? So when Sunday the 6th comes up, we click art, boom, it's going to take us to that video. It's going to be pretty amazing. But also going on, we have opportunities for sponsorship. You can find that here as well. I just want to make sure that our information is there and people are well aware of this. But with that being said, one of our board members is with us today, Gary Lopez, and I want to go ahead and bring on Gary and have him introduce himself and talk about a little bit more about CamFest. And Gary, Mary, I'll tell you, Gary, you think I wear a lot of hats. I think Gary wears just as many. So let's go ahead and bring on Gary Lopez. Good morning, Gary. How you doing?
I am doing great. Thank you, Sean. Good to see you. Hello, Mary. Good to see you again.
Oh my gosh, how are you doing, Gary? I love that you're outside in the dark.
Yes. I thought I'd put this, I thought it was an appropriate setting. And I had mentioned before that this was a picture that I took at the end of CamFest 2018.
Yeah.
Everything was done and it was all said and done and everything was over. And there was a real feeling of accomplishment, to say the least.
Oh, yeah. Well, the desert skies are so incredible at nighttime. I mean, the blue, even up here, it's really blue, but down there, it's like, you can't even describe the color of the blue.
Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah. So, Gary, this is your first time joining Chef Mary and I on Classroom Conversations. One, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. And also, thank you for taking the time to be a board member for Desert Sands Educational Foundation.
That's great. Awesome.
That's my part.
And I was wondering, maybe you can introduce, who is Gary Lopez? Share about these many hats that I talk about.
I'm still looking for myself. I'm trying to find out who is Gary Lopez.
So are we.
Right? Yes. But as Sean mentioned, I'm Gary Lopez. I have a business called G Aries Visions. I'm a graphic artist. I have been since way back when. And I've also incorporated photography and videography into my services. And in 2018, I met Christy Beasley, who is obviously very instrumental in getting CamFest up and started, her and James East together. She approached me and we were at a mixer at one of the local businesses. And we started talking and she said, hey, would you like to be a part of this? And I said, it's for students. I'm in.
Awesome. That is awesome. So, Mary, I know you didn't get a chance to go to CAMFest last year, but I got to, I guess, hands-on be part of it for the first time last year. And Gary ran the. Well, Gary, why don't you tell them about the room that you ran at CAMFest? It was just pretty amazing what you guys were able to do at the Tennis Gardens.
Yeah, that was something, to say the least. As I mentioned before, I came in 2018, donated my time, of course, and spent the day at CAMFest photographing, just shooting the pictures. I have a video that was put out that had all of my pictures in it. It was a promo that we had put together, and it was great. The toughest part about it was that I didn't have any clones to be everywhere because, as you know, with CAMFest, there's a lot going on all day long from 9:30 to 4 o'clock. But again, that feeling of accomplishment and being part of a very, very worthy cause was amazing. So the next year, 2019, Christy said, "Would you like to be a part of this?" And I said, "Great, I'll bring in the camera, maybe even some video." She says, "Well, I have another idea in mind." I said, "What are you thinking?" She says, "I want to add photography, videography, and short films to art and music." I said, "Great. What would you like me to do? How can I help?" She goes, "I want you to run it." Sure. And I said, "Okay, all right. How?" But so we talked and got some logistics laid down and expectations, criteria. And I had two gentlemen that proved to be absolutely invaluable that helped me along with that. I took pretty much the photography side of it. A gentleman named Stuart Smith with Avent Studios took the videography part of it, and a director, Robert Mejia with Etherworks, kind of oversaw the short films part of it. And together, the three of us came together, which turned out to be a dynamic and very powerful team together. We worked really, really well together and put it all together. We had a room that we were able to use, the VIP room up at the Tennis Gardens. And in there, we set up a screen and the students contributed their films.
So I'm actually gonna, while we continue our conversation, Gary, I'm gonna play the CAMFest 2019 video that you and your team created. The sound won't be coming through, but I want people to be able to see that while we're talking about this, because the event was amazing, and we'll be able to see exactly what you're talking about, because you created like a mini film fest, inside of CAMFest. So I'm gonna play this video while we're talking about it. It's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So as you can see, this is some of the video that was done that Robert Mejia was shooting. Some of my stills are in here from photography. But the best part about it is that the children were able to put in their, or the students, I should say, were able to bring in their videos. And we had to work out a time factor for this.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was so amazing is that a lot of the teachers were asking how many videos, which ones are going to be picked to be in it. And I really wanted to have it to be able to include every single video that was submitted.
Yeah.
Time-wise, it came out absolutely perfect. So I know the students got together and planned that, which is great. But we were absolutely able to put it into 1 hour blocks, and we were able to put a program out so they knew exactly when their video was going to be showing.
Yeah.
Something else, too, that we initiated along with that is that we had a Q&A at the end of each session so that the students that wanted to could go up to the front of the room, sit down, take a microphone, and take questions from the audience about their videos and how they did them, what their inspiration was. Here's a shot right there. That was one right there. And I really wanted them to have a chance to see what it feels like to be a Spielberg or a Tarantino.
Oh, yeah.
People ask about the process and what they did with it. And I know a lot of the students were amazing in that process. And I know that it was enjoyed. I got nothing but positive feedback. And so my team and I were really, really happy to see that.
And I want to point out that you also brought in one of my buddies who helped moderate the room too, Eric.
Yes, absolutely. Eric Moser came in and was a moderator for it, along with another gentleman that was he doesn't like the Alkaloids. But I told him, I said, all right, fine, I'll keep your picture out of it. Some moderators that came in and worked with us and that were, again, instrumental in the success of this. And everything went smooth as glass. It was absolutely amazing. And whenever you have a new venture like this, whenever you have something that's being done for the first time, you're expecting things to glitch. I'm, as you know well, Sean, I'm a hopeless optimist. No matter what you throw at me, I'm still going to
Why we love you, Gary. It's why we love you.
Yes, really.
And it's served me well in my 65 years of life. But it's that type of optimism and it's that type of positivity that was so significant in the success of all this. And I kept waiting, not anticipating something going wrong, but invariably, when you have something this in an initial year, something goes, it doesn't have to be catastrophic. It doesn't have to be something that's going to stop the show, but nothing did.
Right.
And everything, all the feedback we had was absolutely positive. And that's a good feeling. And it has nothing to do with ego. It has to do with accomplishment.
Yeah.
And
Gary, I've always felt that if you enter into an event, there has to be some posture of fear. So that you don't get sort of like, loosey-goosey with it. Even with catering, it's like, okay, here we go. It's showtime.
Right.
And then inevitably something kind of happens and you keep on moving. The smile keeps coming. The food keeps coming and it works itself out. But if I just felt that you need that little bit of fear to keep you way on top of your toes.
Well, you don't want to relax, not too much. You want to be ready for something. Yeah. And when it doesn't come and you find out that Murphy took the day off, it's really good.
Exactly.
Also, I want to point out, Chef Mary, in addition to, the amazing individuals that dedicate their time like yourself and Gary that helped out with this event and this video, we teamed Gary up with a bunch of high school students from journalism classes, media classes, the film programs at Indio, as well as at Palm Desert, where they helped contribute to this as well. And it was pretty awesome to go ahead and give them a shot list.
Yes.
And that was a very professional thing that I don't think any of those kids have ever really dealt with. With that being said, Gary gave them a shot list. And Gary, how would you say that those kids did with accomplishing that shot list?
Perfection.
Yeah.
They were so good at taking direction.
Yeah.
We put the shot list out there. I said, you cover this area, you cover this area, putting them out. And I said, we meet back here in 1 hour, regroup, and we'll go back out again.
Yep.
So I had my clones this year, which worked out so much better because of, the task at hand was so large. So it was absolutely key to the success of CamFest for that year.
And it's almost like Chef Mary, like you did with the kids in the kitchen. You treat kids like professionals, they're going to act like professionals. And you'll see that they're going to be above and beyond than professionals.
Yeah, I mean, we used to challenge them to cook-offs, and we would give them, what they could work with, and then they competed with each other. And then we had judges came in. I think that one year Melanie came in and Biff came in, and one of the other sponsors came in. And the kids had a cook-off, and I did just like you did. I sent them off with all their food. They made their own menus. And I think it's really good because it gives them a chance to experiment and be creative. But then it also gets them to see the comments, whether they're positive or negative, that what they've done and the constructive criticism. Because we did a competition in Europe, and we did a competition with the kids. And I think it's good to need to know where they are. How do I do better? What did I do? And I think they embrace that, to have something be, well, everybody won. I think we shortchange ourselves a little bit.
So Gary, I want to ask, so that video encompassed everything that happened CamFest 2019. 2020 is much different. We've been asking teachers for footage. We've been asking them for video, pictures, you name it. Can you maybe give us a little snippet of what CamFest 2020 is going to look like, since I know you're going to have a major part in producing those videos?
Yes, what we're asking for is, again, the students to send us anything that they have. related to their class.
Yeah.
In theater, in dance, in photography, and video, obviously. And we don't even want things that are BTS, behind the scenes.
Yep.
Which is some of the best stuff, which we'll see at the end of a lot of productions. They'll put together for a gag reel. But we want to include all that in there because the magic that happens in the interaction with the students and the teachers while they're actually learning what they're doing in their class is magic. And that is such a vital part of it. It's what breathes life into that. It's always nice to see the finished product afterwards. But rehearsals, fun times, goofing off, jokes, things along those lines, that's all part of that personal experience, the human factor. That is, and that's what we're looking for along with it. So we're not looking for finished products. We're not looking for something that's ready for YouTube or a film festival necessarily. Because of 2020 and because of the restrictions that we've had, because of that, we're looking for something, everything along those lines that has to do with each of the class and the students and what they go through in the learning process, which is so important.
And it could be as easy as them taking video on a cell phone, right? Because these things are great. These cameras are better than most, handheld cameras nowadays. And then,
and so
and
one little tip real quick. Yep. Turning it landscape.
Record it this way, guys. Record it landscape. That's what we want for the videos for CAMFest.
Works so much better on screens because of the aspect ratio of the screens.
Yep.
The videographers and photographers know what I'm talking about there. So please, if it goes straight up, like because the limitations of maybe TikTok or something like that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you'll get more of a picture. You'll get something that looks a little bit more professional.
Yes.
So, and again, I leave that up to the creativity of the person that's shooting it. If they decide, no, I want it to look like something that's off of a phone or something, absolutely, not a problem at all. So, but so we'll be having each one of those. We'll be putting the videos together for each one of the nights, the 6 nights that we have, and then a finale at the end of all of it with each one of the classes and the subjects that you were showing before on the screen.
Okay.
Looking forward to this.
And I want to point out, Chef Mary, you'll love to hear this. Christy had a meeting with all of us in regards to social media and the text to donate feature, which at the bottom there, guys, if you want to go ahead and help us out with CAMFest, you can text CAMFest 2020 to that number there. It'll go ahead and prompt you, and you can make donations. If you want to make a one-time donation, if you want to make a weekly, a yearly, a monthly, you name it. You can set it at anything you want there on that text to donate. But Christy was sharing, and Gary, you heard this too. We already have $13,000 in sponsorship.
Yes.
That's really good.
And you guys are probably wondering, where's that money go? Well, that money's going to go right back to classrooms. And those teachers that participate in CAMFest, who participate in these programs, go ahead and apply for mini grants from those funds. So those go right into them. So it's pretty amazing.
Which is what this is all about.
Exactly. It's all about getting awareness about the performing arts in our district, as well as raising funds to support the performing arts in our district. One thing that I'll share with you guys, that there are 5 elementary programs that are in danger of losing their choir programs because of things happening right now. So I know that as a board, you guys want to go ahead and try and make it so those types of things don't happen. But,
exactly.
Exactly. But Gary, as we do, you got some shout outs, and I'm going to go ahead and put them up here on the screen. Well, first off, Chef Mary, you'd like to know that Mary Perry, yes, I want to thank her. She had to dust off the archives of the Beacon to find that information about the bell. And then she's, you know what? You got to love the Spirit Gal. She gave you a shout out to Chef Mary. She loves the celebrations too. I know Gary loves a good celebration as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but Gary, I'm going to honk your horn a little bit. Mary Perry's got you right here. If I had to pick a favorite foundation board member, Gary would be in the running. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
Love working with you on the videos. Yeah.
Shirt. Yes.
Yeah, I want to point out, you know what, Mary? So last year at CAMFest, we all have our white shirts. We had a nice, say, CAMFest night 2019 that we did with Luna Inc. We bought them and so forth. And then here comes a videography team coming with these nice Tommy Bahamas with, CAMFest 2019 on them.
Right. And then on mine, the back of mine, it has the CAMFest logo. And it says, Stewart said videography, Robert said short films.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about that. And then, there's one more comment here. This is from Christy. She says, you're doing a great job. You represent the CAMFest and the board so well. And it's very appreciated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. That is so gratifying. And again, because of the fact of just a job well done, and that feels so good just to have that kind of accomplishment. So thank you.
As I shared with Chef Mary, it's just getting that nice little thank you every now and then, right? It's
Personal notes. That is so awesome. And what Mary was saying about that, that is such a great touch these days. Real quick, if you've heard of send out cards.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that don't know, real quickly, I use send out cards. I think they're amazing. You put together a single card. They actually print it up and mail it. And somebody gets a physical card in the mail.
And they have pictures to it too, right? You can add them digitally and so forth. Yep.
Yes, it could all be done digitally, and then someone receives it actually a physical letter in their mailbox. And that's, as you were saying before, you know, it's easy to just be able to punch a button, happy birthday and congratulations, things like that.
Okay.
But it's those personal ones, the handwritten note. Absolutely. There's still some
when I get them, like, you know, my sister is really good about doing that too. And she'll just send me a card. She used to work for Hallmark. So she got access to everything.
Okay.
I get a card, and, you know, I can always tell it's a different envelope, a different color. And that's the one you open first.
Absolutely.
You know, you open it and you read it and you just go, oh, you know, and your day is good. And you put it on the counter. Like I have cards I've had for probably 60 years. I've just held on to them because I'll pull them out and I'll just go, gosh, I remember, you know, the day I left San Francisco, for instance, in the 60s. And the lady in the coffee shop down the street put a card on my desk. And even to this day, I look at this and I remember Helen, that she took care of us. You know, we would have a quarter left over on Friday, and she would fry up some pastries and butter, and my roommate and I would share them because we had no money. I mean, it was in the 60s. And I look at that card and I remember that like it was yesterday. So some of them become really good, you know, keepsakes.
Oh, definitely.
The memories and sentiments that are attached to them. In fact, I'm going to prove that right here. I'm sitting in my office, and here's cards for my daughter's Father's Day and birthday and things like that. And I keep them right here, you know, where I can see them. It's unfortunately becoming kind of a lost art.
Yeah.
Well, you almost want to challenge people to do that, you know, to send something in and be grateful for something they've done, or thank somebody for something that happened, or remember your doctor or the grocery person or the grocery boy, or I don't know. Like I'm always putting little goodies around because I mean, I get a lot of thanks for the things that I do, and I like to pay that forward.
So I want to move us along here. We've got a really exciting tomorrow. I want to bring this up on screen here. For the first time that I know of in Desert Sands, we're going to be having our first live Zoom. We've done recorded ones. Our first live Zoom drama performance by our middle schools.
Oh, how cool.
And when I say by our middle school, John Glenn Middle School and Mrs. Schwimmer, their teacher. We've got a couple of their students that are going to join us, but I'm going to have them on here in a second. But they're doing a Friday the 13th of November at 5 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock. Their advanced drama is doing Strange Happenings. And if you want information about that, I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. If you want to go ahead and watch it, you want to follow it, there's Mrs. Schwimmer's information there. But let me go ahead. I'm going to bring her on, and then we're going to have her bring on a couple of her students who are part of the play. Hello, Mrs. Schwimmer. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
We're excellent. Welcome to Classroom Conversations.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Excellent. So this is Gary Lopez and Chef Mary Trimmins are both board members with the Desert Sands Educational Foundation.
Thank you so much.
And I'll tell you, as soon as we heard about you doing a live drama performance via Zoom, they wanted to hear all about it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're really excited about it. Drama kids have to act. They don't care about, you know, whether it's COVID or not. They just want to perform. That's what they love doing. And we came across this play. We like to try and do something spooky around Halloween time. So we decided to check out the Twilight Zone. So we're sort of paying homage to the Twilight Zone back in the early 60s.
Yes.
And this play is along those lines. And it's not like scary, like blood and gory. It's, thought provoking, just like Twilight Zone was. And the kids have been working on it. It's different because it's Zoom, and obviously there's no set, there's no real costumes or anything, and the kids are all on their own Zooms. So it is actually what we would call a staged reading. So it is very different than seeing a live play at a theater, but I think the kids do an amazing job of bringing their characters up off the page. And I'd like to introduce them if it's time.
Yeah, definitely.
They're very anxious. So I have Audrey Isbell and Pedro Trujillo.
Hello, guys. How you doing? Welcome to Classroom Conversations.
Thank you for having us.
Good morning.
Excellent. So why don't we start off with Audrey? Audrey, can you tell us a little bit about what is your role in the play?
I am the father. So Strange Happenings has a little bit of skits. There's many parts to the show, and I am the father of the show, which is very interesting but fun at the same time.
Okay. And then Pedro, can you share a little bit about what you're doing with this?
I am a murder suspect in the first scene of the play, and it is very hard to act out getting arrested without anyone else here. So.
I bet. Well, just so you know, you're on with two of the Desert Sands Educational Foundation board members, and they're part of our mission, and part of their mission is they raise money for the performing arts. So I want to give them an opportunity to ask some questions of some of our very own actors and actresses of Desert Sands. So Chef Mary, Mr. Gary, go right ahead. Feel free to ask some questions about what's going on here.
So tell me about your role. Tell me about your role as the father.
So the whole story is kind of a simulation glitch. So me as a father has to live with my son, obviously, and we're just having a nice dinner, but then there's a little glitch in the system.
Okay. And Gary, do you have a question for the one of our actors?
Yeah, what's your motivation? No, I'm sorry. What kind of research did you do? Obviously, you probably watched some Twilight Zone episodes.
Yes.
So my family loves Twilight Zone, so I watched mainly the first season of the show. I had to put on a Southern accent since we're in the Southern United States, so that was interesting to practice. So now I can talk like this sometimes when I feel like it. I did some research on that, and the main part was I had to do research on how you get arrested, or how you scream you scream or yell with a Southern accent. That was the hardest part for me.
Can you give us a little demo of what we'll hear tomorrow night?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
That's fantastic. Okay, Audrey, we're going to do the same thing. We need to put you on the spot. Can you say one of your lines for tomorrow night?
Don't yell at your mom, Franklin.
All right. I love it. And Audrey, since we have you on here, can you tell us what does drama practice look like nowadays?
Okay, so it's all on Zoom, which is very interesting. Anything could happen. It's just turning off and turning on our mics and our cameras. There's some technical issues, but we have our ways because the show must go on.
I love that attitude.
I do too. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. And just as a quick aside, I'm involved in filming a sitcom based here in the Valley. So I have some acting experience, and if I think you two are ready for imdb.com. So by all means, yeah. What I hear right now, I'm very excited to watch this and see this. I think it's amazing. Yeah, the potential is.
And I'm not sure if you guys heard earlier, but as you're aware, CamFest we have CamFest every year. It is going on, and the theme is The Beat Goes On. And Mr. Lopez here is the one that's going to be producing the video. So each of the days, December 6th to the 12th, is a different themed day. So, Ms. Schwimmer, once you are done with this, make sure you share the video with myself, and I'll make sure to get it to Gary's hands so we can have it be part of the official 10-minute video when we highlight the drama programs and everything great going on in Desert Sands.
You read my mind.
We also have one from last spring when we were in COVID as well, but that one we did film. We didn't do it live, and that was bad auditions by bad actors on camera. And we can give you that one as well. So, we're not letting COVID slow us down at all. We're still out there performing and having a great time.
That is absolutely fantastic. Now, Pedro, were you involved with that production?
Yes, I was. I was very cocky in the play. That's my main role, is being very cocky. And I love being cocky. It's fun to me.
Okay. And Audrey, were you a part of that too?
Yes, I was. I had to have a New Yorker accent, which was very interesting. Yeah.
Can you try the New York accent? I'm from Buffalo, New York, so I'm upstate. I don't have the New Yorker accent. So let's hear what you have.
Ha, can you hear me?
Well,
Okay.
Sean,
you know what happens with the accents,
Yeah, exactly. Well, Ms. Schwimmer, I think what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. I look forward to seeing what you guys produce tomorrow. I will definitely be tuning in and being part of it. And please, once you get it produced and share that video with us so we can put it out on CamFest. And like I said, I look forward to working with you on future productions, or maybe we can even integrate some of this platform that we're using, where we can have the banners. Like I have the ability to put in like little tickers at the bottom, those types of things where we can integrate maybe for your program. And I want to make sure that you guys are aware, and that Audrey and Pedro are aware, that we have the text to donate going on for CamFest, and these funds come back to you guys. And your teacher knows that she can give you the specific code. I believe it's just JGMS space drama. Text it to that phone number there. If you share that with your families, they can make $1, $2, $3, any type of donation possibly be great, and it comes directly back to you guys. So I want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. But Audrey, Pedro, break a leg tomorrow. Any last statements for him?
Oh, no.
All the best to you. Yes, go ahead. Sorry, Mary.
I mean, just have a great time with it. I originally came from the South, and I know how wonderful those Southern accents are. And when I go home, I go right back into it again. I mean, within an hour, I'm doing y'alls and dogs and hogs and logs, and then I come back here, and then I it kind of goes away again. And my sister lives in New York, and so I understand your New York accent with their pock in the car and their crackers and
Hey, that's more Boston. Watch out. That's more Boston there.
and they have pop. What is it? They drink pop in New York instead of soda.
Yes, they drink pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So enjoy doing that. It's really fun.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
all- same thing. I would tell you both love your attitudes and love the accents, the inflections. Have a great play. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be watching this. Mr. Schwimmer, all the best to you too.
Thank you so much.
We'll do our best not to disappoint
Make
you
sure
guys.
that you write to me so I can send you the Zoom link.
I will do that.
You got it. All right. Thank you very much. Hey, Pedro,
Thank
Audrey, break a leg. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It'll be great.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Take care.
So some pretty amazing things going on. I had no clue this was going on until 2 days ago. And
Oh
I
my
immediately reached out to Ms. Schwimmer. I was like, hey, listen, we need to highlight this. I want people to watch this. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm really anticipating something great coming out of that. I'm really interested to see that. I think it's going to be good.
You know, George, I was telling Sean that years ago when I first came to San Diego, I went down to Old Town and signed up to be a tour guide in costume. And we had a role. We had to play a role. I was Mary, and now I forget the last name. I was the school teacher, and I had a gentleman husband who I was 17 and he was 35. And sort of in real life, we were the same age difference. And we have pictures that we went around the whole time. The state of California funded it and supported it. And it was really fun. I mean, every weekend you had a role and you played the role and you had the accent and the costume. And so when these kids get to do that, I think it just really stretches them out a little bit. gets them out of their comfort zone and realize they can be funny and say things. And I mean, you can see in both those students that their personalities are just popped out there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, guys, we had a great, fun-filled show here. Gary, thank you for taking the time out of your day to visit with us. And once again, thank you for dedicating yourself to the Desert Sands Educational Foundation. Your passion is infectious, and I greatly appreciate you helping us out.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. It really is. It's such a worthwhile cause, and as I mentioned before, the students, they are so important. They're our future. And I know that's cliche, but it's cliche because it's true, though.
Yeah. I always call them keepers, and they're all keepers.
They are.
When my son was growing up, some of his friends were like little rascals, and I just always said they're just keepers. You keep them and you take care of them and you nurture them along, and they're keepers.
Yeah, and when you see the energy like these two have, and I'm sure all the other students are the same way, you see that energy and it's getting channeled to something like this. And like you were mentioning before, acting, as I said, I've got some experience with that. It's fun. It's like being able to do Halloween all year long.
Yeah. And,
exactly.
And kudos to humor, because she pulls that out of them. If they didn't have her and that catalyst to do that, they would not be doing it. So she has something inside of her that really makes these kids want to take that role, take those roles on, the confidence.
Yeah.
Like I said, I heard about it and I had to highlight it. But I'm going to make sure that I'll email you guys the links directly, so you can,
that'd be awesome
to get that that Zoom information so you can participate tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'll see you guys backstage here in a second.
Okay.
Take care. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you.
So that's our episode 32 of Classroom Conversations. A lot of great things going on, as we shared. Most importantly, Panorama Survey, November 30th. Make sure you get that filled out. You can find that out through dsusd.us. Meal distributions continue on Monday and Wednesday starting next week, and they'll go from 7 to 9:30. But we got a fun week planned for next week in Classroom Conversations. Make sure to tune in Tuesday at 9 o'clock, and I'm sure you'll catch me on Monday somewhere doing meal distributions. You guys have a great day. Make sure to wear your mask and wash your hands. Have a good one.